All right, so this is the last part of the video that I would like you to follow along with. So right now you can see that I have my two images. I have the image of the apple that I blocked in, and I have that duplicated image that I said for you to copy, and I'm going to explain why we're going to use it as reference right now. Okay, so I kind of pulled them. Usually, you have your images attached. I pulled them down and I kind of shrunk them so that they're next to each other. So I'm going to use this as reference for my apple. So what I'm going to do, and one thing I would also suggest is to save your file. Every 10 minutes or so, just make a point to hit Control S and save what you have. So, hopefully, you never ever want to lose something. Because that would really stink. So you can see on my file I have everything blocked in and I'm ready to start the second part. So refining things, making it look similar to this apple that you see here. All right, so I can do command and select. No, I apologize. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to just select the background and we're going to go to the wand tool again, and we're going to select the background and do select inverse. Okay, if you haven't done this already, so that we're again just selecting the apple, so we don't have to worry about the background, what's going on there. Okay, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. Let me organize myself a little bit better here. So notice I'm really organizing myself before I even start anything, right? So I have my brushes open, my layers open, everything set up where they should be. Right now I'm good to go, right? So, so what you want to do is kind of soften up your edges a little bit. Now you have your values in place where they're supposed to go, but now I really have to soften it and make it look realistic. Okay, so if I use my paintbrush now, making sure I'm on the correct layer. Okay, so I want to be on my trace layer, not my background. I'm going to go to my opacity and flow. I'm gonna lower it to about 45% on both of them. Round that, see what happens. And I'm going to select the color that I want to soften. So I'm going to take this color here, and I want to just soften this edge where it goes from dark to this medium value here. So if you notice, it's the same color as this one, but I lowered the opacity and flow, so it's a little bit lighter. And it's giving it this softer edge quality here. Okay. And then I can slowly kind of build it up a little bit more. I might even put the opacity and flow a little bit softer so that it's a little bit lighter, and I'm really now softening up that edge. But as I'm softening it, I'm looking at what's going on here and I'm trying to copy it. So if you notice there's like a little bit of a darker value here, I'm going to try and just add that subtly onto this apple I have here. Okay. Remember I'm righty, so I keep my left hand on the brackets and on the space bar as needed. So I'm just kind of slowly building this up. Okay. And let's say I went over this by mistake. Well, that's okay, because I can go into this color and I can also kind of fix that a little bit more. Okay. I'm not going to worry about my highlight yet. It is a little bit lighter in here. I can even pick from this color. I could say, oh, I want that color from that one, and now I'm going to build that up here. So it's slowly softening all of these edges that I have going on here. A little bit darker in here. Maybe I'll pick up this color over here. So the reason that it's softer again is because I have these on such low opacity and flow, so it's like a slow build up. I can slowly build up all of these colors here, or values. Okay, so we're not even working in color. You can do this with color. It might be a little bit harder, but it's easier sometimes to start with grayscale. So darker, middle, and lighter value grayscales. I'm going to go back in. There's this really dark in this one. Pick up. Alright, I'm going to pick up this color. You can now see that I'm really softening up all these edges. So when I go into here, I'm lowering my paintbrush because it is a smaller area. Now another thing you could do too is, okay, see what happens. You can actually, so annoying. Sorry guys. Lower the opacity of your layer here to see, you know, like, hey, what's going on here? Are my values meeting up with that background copy that I have, right? Okay. I'm going to just do this highlight really quickly right here. Now if I feel like that's a little bit too high, I might even lower this a little bit more. And slowly build that up. So you can kind of get the idea of softening those edges, and that's the gist of this assignment, is that I want you to just understand control and softening of all of these values used. Now if I turn this off, this is the background, you can see that I really softened up, especially in here, right? I haven't really done the leaf yet. Another thing I could do, since it's, you know, selecting this, my shadow kind of goes from like a darker value to a lighter value. So what you can do